babies. My name is Mother Doreen, and I am here holding this ceremonious time. Now, I understand that children nowadays will forget that they are often looked at as weirdos. Now, it is not my idea, nor is it yours, to stand in the middle of a street and yell out buttercups or peanut butter bread or spandex that looks odd. Now, I want to understand the physiology of who we are here to come together and galvanize our nations with one. Now, some would say that what I am saying makes absolutely no sense, and you know what? Probably not, because I've been taking so many pills, I don't even remember my last name. And Surety's holding up this microphone. I'm pretty sure if it wasn't in front of my face, I'll probably bite the hell out of the little man who's standing behind me. But you know what? I digress. Now, let's move forward to page 17. And surely thereafter, you'll see on page 92 that the history of our world did not start until ABC 300. You see what I'm saying? There was a little man by the name of Pirande Ele Furtata. He was a young man who knew how to bounce balls, and that's how they came up with basketball. You see what I'm saying? There was a small crate, and the crate was used to hold pickle eggs. Now, pickle eggs was very well known in the small south side of Florida back in 16 AD. Now, a young man by the name of Aldre Willis was known to pick pickle eggs. Pickle eggs was a farming dish. It was a fishing hunt. It was a matriarch's dish for kings, queens, and hobos. Now, Lewis had picked pickle eggs all day long, and Lewis was trying to make a life for his family. So what Lewis did was he had picked from the start of dawn, 8 a.m. all the way to about 10 p.m. that night. His crate fell through because of the vinegar and the saltiness in the crate. He had been having that crate for over 10 years, and that crate fell through. And when that crate fell through, a little young man by the name of C.J. Alodawashis walked up to him and said, "You got a hole in that crate." Lewis looked back at him and slapped the hell out of him and said, "Don't you know I know that?" And when they walked to a very dark alley, there was a wall. Not like the walls that you see today, because keep in mind it was back in 1600 AD. There was a set of scrap nails by the wall. And Lewis looked at the little young man and he said, hammer that crate against that wall. And Lewis heard a thump, 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 thump. He heard that right behind the corner of the wall. And when Lewis looked around the wall, he saw 3 little kids, and their name has been etched in history. One name was Wawu Selebon, and the other name was Selihonkurubaha. Hello, and the third name was Ashley. When they saw those 3 kids bouncing what they thought at the time was an atomic bomb, they took the ball and ran as fast as they can a straight up mile down the road. And when they realized that bomb, what they thought was a bomb, was a ball, because it had air and it was bouncing back and forth, they walked back to the alley. The crate had already been nailed against the wall by these 3 young children. And as they began to bounce the ball, they started crying profusely because they knew what they had done. Lewis, to make a long story short, quit his job. His family ended up homeless. He gave up on life. But Lewis, to this day, was considered to be the first NBA basketball player out there.